Hare Krishna. So we are seeing the most important verses of Gita. Krishna is actually concluding the entire Gita now in this particular shloka that we're going to see. Shloka number 63. Iti te jnanamakyatam Guyad guyataram maya Vimbrishyaitad asheshena Yathechasi tatha kuru. So here Krishna is saying, Iti te jnanam akyatam guyad guyataram maya. Thus, I have explained to you knowledge, as jnana, still more confidential. Guyad guyataram. Then he is saying, Vimbrishya etad asheshena yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. So a nice shloka which actually speaks about Krishna's renunciation. Krishna has given entire Gita to Arjun till now. He spoke about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. He speaks about all this and then he is telling Arjun, now you do whatever you want. This needs a lot of renunciation. So Krishna is supreme. He has renunciation also in himself to the fullest. To the fullest. So here we understand that how Krishna deals with the living entities. He gives freedom to the living entities to choose what they want. Many times people ask that how is it that Krishna is allowing people to do wrong things? What to do? Krishna's love is so unconditional, so intense, that even when the living entity desires something which is nonsensical, intensely if he desires, Krishna sanctions that desire and allows the living entity to go through the repercussions. He tries his best through his instruction as Chaitya Guru from within and as a Guru from without. But then when the living entity does not listen, Krishna just leaves the living entity. You decide what you want. So that's what Krishna has done here. He gave all the instructions to Arjun and then he is telling, oh Arjun, now you decide what you want. So let's see this more elaborately. The Lord has already explained to Arjun the knowledge of Brahma Bhuta. One who is in the Brahma Bhuta condition is joyful. He never laments nor does he desires anything. That is due to confidential knowledge. Krishna also discloses knowledge of the Super Soul. This is also Brahman knowledge of Brahman, but it is superior. See what Krishna has done. Krishna has given us various aspects in Bhagavad Gita. He has given us the confidential knowledge, Guhyad. That is the knowledge of Brahman or soul, the spirit soul. And then he gives us more confidential knowledge, Guhyataram. That is knowledge of the super soul. So this is what Krishna is telling. I have given you Guhyataram. I have given you more confidential knowledge. So we understand in Bhagavad Gita how the confidential knowledge is given to us. So the first part, that is Karma Yoga, that is like the lower part of the treasure box which is made up of gold. And then we have Jnana Yoga section, that is the last 6 chapters that is there. The first 6 chapters are Karma Yoga chapters. Last 6 chapters are Jnana Yoga section, Jnana Yoga chapters. They are like the upper lid, the upper golden lid of the treasure box with some jewels which are studded. Now, which jewels are there, that we will see in next 2 shlokas. They are actually the jewels. They are the summary or the condensed form of all the instructions of Krishna. So now here, we have to understand that we have the lower part, we have the upper lid, then there is something inside also. And that is the jewels that Krishna has given us. Very, very precious. Which is actually the Bhakti Yoga section, the middle 6 chapters. So in this way, Krishna has given us all the knowledge, which is confidential, more confidential. So he is talking about this, that I have given you the more confidential knowledge. Here the words Yatha Ichhasi Tatha Kuru, as you like you may act, indicate that God does not interfere with the little independence of the living entity. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has explained in all respects how one can elevate his living condition. So Krishna, he gives us independence. See, wherever there is love, there is no force. And Krishna has got unconditional love for all of us. So where is the question of force? So there is no force. Krishna gives us independence, that you decide what you want to do. The day you want, you turn towards me and come back to me. It's up to you. But then Krishna keeps giving instructions. All the valuable instructions for this life. Through the medium of Super Soul or Chaitya Guru from within, and the Guru without. Externally, he instructs through a Guru. So in this way, Krishna tries his best to give us instructions so that we can elevate to the transcendental platform. Here it is said, the best advice imparted to Arjuna is to surrender onto Super Soul seated within his heart. By right discrimination, one should agree to act according to the order of the Super Soul. That will help one become situated constantly in Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of human life. So in the previous shloka we saw that Krishna is instructing Arjuna, surrender onto him. That is the Paramatma feature of the Lord. And who is that Paramatma? Not different from Krishna. That is the best instruction. Here it is said. That's the best instruction that is given. So we have to practice this, the aspect of surrender. What is the aspect of surrender? How can we do it practically? There are actually 6 angas of surrender. But then the first 2 are something which we can practice. The rest of the 4 will come with time. What are the first 2? Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. Whatever is favorable for Krishna consciousness, we accept that and implement that in our life immediately. And whatever is unfavorable, we immediately reject it. So if someone is doing this, accepting things which will take us closer to Krishna, rejecting those things which will take us away from Krishna, such a person is on the path of surrender to Lord Sri Krishna. Many times people ask, how to make decision in life when we have 2 options? Very simple. That option which takes us closer to Krishna, we need to choose that. And that option which takes us away from Krishna, we should immediately reject. There is no question of thinking in this particular junction in our life when we have these 2 options. So here it is said, that's the best advice, surrender onto Krishna. Arjuna is being directly ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to fight. Surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead is the best interest of the living entities. It is not for the interest of the Supreme. Before surrendering, one is free to deliberate on this subject as far as the intelligence goes. That is the best way to accept the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now someone might say that, no, I want some time. I want to analyze, deliberate on this topic before surrendering. No problem. The Vedic scriptures are given to us for that only. So we can go through it, we can understand it, analyze it very properly. But then it shouldn't happen that we keep analyzing and before coming to conclusion we die. One intelligent thing that we can do is see all those great personalities. Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and all the various acharyas of different sampradayas also. Look at them. What did they do? They accepted Bhagavad Gita wholeheartedly. They accepted all the instructions of Krishna wholeheartedly. They accepted Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when they have done, why we should act over smart? Why can't we accept the way they have accepted? So one is we analyze ourselves. Go around and keep analyzing. But time is very short. Maybe a little bit of analysis is okay. Little bit of deliberation is okay. But then doing that completely throughout life and not doing any devotional activity, oh, that's not proper. That's not proper. So there's a very important point to note for devotees that unflinching faith in scriptures should come. Unflinching faith in the Lord should come. And this we can analyze through the life sketch of various devotees in the past who have surrendered onto the Lord completely with a great mood of devotion. So here it is said that it is not for the interest of the Supreme. Now say when someone surrenders to the Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Krishna, so who is benefited? Lord. He does not need us. He does not need us. He is complete. He is Atmaram. He is completely satisfied. He is Purna. He is complete. He does not need us. So when we surrender to Krishna, who is benefited? Krishna? No. We are benefited. Because when we surrender to Krishna, we become blissful. We attain Krishna's lotus feet. We break the cycle of birth and death. It's only we. It's only we who are benefited. For Krishna, there are many devotees. Many devotees were serving him. So it's not that we go and we are going to do some extraordinary service. In fact, we'll spoil the service only. On a lighter note. On a serious note, you have to understand that Krishna does not need us, to be frank, but we need Krishna. But then Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is very clear. He's telling, he does not need us, but he's telling that I'm missing you. Please come back to me. Because a parent loves all the kids equally. With intense love. They'll shower intense love unto all the kids, and that's what Krishna is also doing. We might not do something substantial for his service, but then he wants us because we are his part and parcels. And finally, Krishna is saying, such instruction comes also through the spiritual master, the bona fide representative of Krishna. So we might say that, it's very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's instructions. So Krishna sends the spiritual master in our life. If we are sincere, if we are sincerely seeking to attain Krishna, sincerely seeking the questions of life, Krishna will send a bona fide, authentic spiritual master in our life. If we are a cheater, we will get a cheater in our life. But if we are sincere, we will get a bona fide spiritual master in our life. He will come. Krishna will send. He will come. For all of us, Prabhupada has come in our life. And Prabhupada is instructing us through his various wonderful purports of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures that he has translated. So in this way we understand that Krishna gives his instruction through Bhagavad Gita, through his bona fide representatives. When Krishna said, Arjuna, yatha ichchasi tata kuru. So Arjuna started thinking. Then he started going through all that, whatever he has heard. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So when Krishna saw Arjuna's expressions changing and intensely deliberating and thinking, Krishna couldn't tolerate that. Why my devotee has to go through so much of pain of deliberation? Then Krishna gives him the most confidential knowledge. He gave Guhyad, Guhyatara. Now he's going to speak something about Guhya Tama. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.